You know, Chattanooga is one of those cities, we hear it all the time, where people from different parts of the country are choosing to come and live here. At least when they come to visit, they want to come back for more. We have an energy in Chattanooga that is like none other. And Stephen Cade is a country music artist very well. You might know a few of his songs. He's been up for 7 Grammys with some of his hits that he's written over the years. But he too has fallen in love with Chattanooga and is now looking for a way to give back to the McClellan shelter here, something near and dear to our hearts. Great to see you this morning, Stephen.
It's great to be here with you guys. Thank you.
So I know that Nashville is kind of your home base these days, but that's just a short jaunt over Monteagle Mountain from us. These two great cities in in Tennessee, have their different feels, but what is it that has pulled you to Chattanooga and the McClellan shelter?
Well, you know, we've been on this journey since October, and my friend and I, Brent Yates and his wife Christina, who are the founders of Restore Us, they encouraged my wife and I to pray into what God would have us do with my gifts and talents, and this idea of giving guitars to shelters really just came straight from heaven. And so, you know, Brent has been a big supporter of getting this started, but this is going to be like our 11th shelter to visit around the country. We started at the Rathgaber Center in my home state of Texas, and in Austin, Texas at the Salvation Army, and we have been just going and blessing people. We've given over 24 guitars away and raised thousands of dollars, blessed many lives, and it's all through just inspiring people with instruments and believing that if you put an instrument in someone's hand, that it gives them hope, gives them inspiration, so that one day they can give back to somebody and hopefully inspire them.
You know, you talk to anyone who is a musician and they'll often refer to the musical instrument they play as their friend. So the first time you pick up a guitar, especially a guitar, it seems like there's just this bond that you get, because at times when there's no one else to listen to you, the guitar can.
I 100% agree with that.
So I guess that's kind of the impetus behind this. So I know that we're talking to you. It's kind of been the theme of the day today, Stephen, that we're chatting with people as they're in transit in their hotel rooms. So are you on your way to Chattanooga to give these guitars?
We are actually in Chattanooga right now, and I'm not sure. I think there's a cheesecake factory by me. So
Oh, you just gave it away. We know right where you are.
There it is.
So you're going to be visiting the McClellan shelter and giving these guitars, and then you mentioned the Salvation Army. You really have a very fine line of separation between the giving guitars and what you're doing with the Salvation Army, right? You'll be visiting them as well?
I'll be visiting them as well, and really we're doing homeless shelters now. I understand. I think the Salvation Army here is not an overnight shelter, but they do have a day program for kids and music. So wherever, you know, there's kids and music, we want to bless them, underprivileged kids who can't really afford a guitar. So we are bringing guitars in there to inspire them as well.
So, you know, Chattanooga loves to help. Chattanoogans love to give back and help. Everyone in the Tennessee Valley does, for that matter. And we just did a big profile on 3+U, focusing on the arts in local schools, and highlighted the bands and choirs at schools around our viewing area at the end of the year. If people are wanting to help you with this effort, can they do that?
Yeah, absolutely, they can. I mean, number one, we love prayers. My wife and I and my kids, we're all on this journey together, and it's such a blessing to have them with me on this journey. But yeah, we do. You can go to my website, stephencade.com/giving guitars, and there's ways to donate. This is a broader mission to really utilize music, but we're also believers, and I just believe that God is us out here doing His work as well, and really bringing the gospel in a unique way. And so yeah, we're excited about that.
When you go to the McClellan shelter, will you get to see some of the families who are there? Is that a joy for you to interact with people and see the kids have this guitar in their hands?
150%. I mean, this is what it's all about. It's about, seeing these kids or these families or anyone essentially who's homeless, their eyes light up when the guitar is strummed, and when we just start bringing the guitars in, they get really excited. In fact, we were in Cincinnati at the City Gospel Mission, and I gave the guitars to the director, and no more than 2 or 3 minutes, the guitars were already out and getting played by some of the residents there. So they're really excited when they get these guitars.
I know that you just began this in October, so you had to get through the Christmas season like everybody else. That last quarter of the year is a busy one. But do you have a song playing in your head yet that might be inspired by this work that you're doing through giving guitars? Do you expect to create one?
Oh, I'm already ahead of that. I'm going to get ready to release one on January 28th. You can do pre-release on Friday, and it's called Better Me.
Very nice, very nice. Stephen, it's been a joy to talk with you today. While you're in town, are you going to have a chance to have a meet and greet with any of your fans or anything like that? I should have asked you that earlier.
We are planning on doing a couple of more interviews today. Today's really just more like just get to know some folks. Then we're heading back to Nashville. I've got some shows and some songwrites with some buddies out there. So we'll be back here next week to do the McClellan Shelter on January the 27th and the Salvation Army. And that's the plan for now.
Okay, that's why it threw me. I didn't realize you were in town today. So next week is the Give to McClellan Shelter. You just happened to be in Chattanooga all to get that piece of cheesecake. Is that the idea?
That's it, right here. I can finally get that piece of cheesecake.
All right. Stephen, thank you so much for your time this morning. Our viewers can always learn much more about what you're doing, and as you said, everything would ever want to know about you by going to your website, which is stephencade.com. Great to have you.
Thank you, Julie. You guys have a great one.